Welcome to the Fluffy Cow Studio. So glad you popped in today. I can't wait for you to see what we are going to make out of these fruit tray containers. I literally dumpster dived to get these. Anyway, thank you for popping in. I really appreciate you. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button. Really need them subscribers. And hit the like button if you like what you see. Also, if you can, please share this video, and I want you to sit back and enjoy the rest of the time here. Today's going to be a good one. So with that being said, we are going to start with these fruit um, trays, and they're kind of like a paper mache, not a really good one, but kind of a paper mache. And I drew these hearts, I cut them out with paper, and now I am going to put them on my tray. They're kind of like egg cartons, they have a spot for the apples and or fruit, whatever you're packing. And I am drawing the heart on there. Then I'm going to flip my heart over and draw another one. And I'm going to make 9 total. Then I am going to take my scissors and cut these out. I am not going to show you all because it's just a repeat. Doing this 9 because we're making 2 different crafts, but we're going to be using 3 of these hearts for the second craft. Now that I got all of my hearts cut out, I am going to paint them all with a white, acrylic white from Apple Barrel, and I'm just using a straight edge brush. And I'm just going to paint the one side, the one with the part of the where the poofy side is on the top, and that is what we're going to paint, is that side. We're not going to paint the underneath. The side that pokes out or pops out or something, that's the side we're painting. Because we want to keep that, we want them to be poofy. I do paint the sides, but the edges, the sides of the edges, but I'm mostly just painting them. Now after they get good and dried, I'm going to paint 3 with antique white, and I will paint 3 with beachcomber beige, and 3 with nutmeg. And I don't know why I didn't cut this out. So now I'm doing the beachcomber beige, and they're very close in color to the antique white. I was kind of a little disappointed in that. Okay, after I get those three done, then I do the nutmeg. I think I ended up doing 2 coats of the nutmeg on. I only needed to do 1 coat of the others, but I did have to do 2 coats of the nutmeg. Once I get them painted, I will be taking well, looks like I'm going to show. I thought I cut this out. I'm sorry. Boring you with the 2nd coat. I think I maybe cut the wrong thing out. I don't know. Who knows with me anymore? But now I'm going to take some more of that nutmeg and I'm going to dry brush it. Well, I'm painting my 3rd one here. I really didn't think I painted all of it, or I showed all of it. But anyway, now I'm going to take the nutmeg and I'm going to wipe most of my paint off and I'm going to go around the edge of that heart, and I'm kind of making it just look like it's a little worn, like it's a little aged. And I kind of went over the top, but I didn't like it, so I ended up going over it with antique white on the top. I did okay, now that I got all them painted, now I on the beachcomber beige, I dry brushed around the edges with a chocolate bar brown, and on the nutmeg I dry brushed with the black. Now I'm taking a plastic shopping bag and I'm filling it in them, or stuffing it in between those 2 hearts, and I'm gluing the edges down. The reason why I'm doing this is because if you touch them, I don't want them to, dent, leave a dent. I want them to be able to have some to hold the poofiness. And if you can find some hearts, some foam hearts at the Dollar Tree or something, you can go ahead and get them. I didn't have any, and I didn't want to make a trip to the store because it's 20 minutes away. And I also I just didn't want to buy any. I decided that I was at work, seen these in the garbage, and thought, you know what? I'm going to take them and try it. And I'm going to go all the way around that, just making sure it's nice and tight, secure. I don't want my bag poking out. And I put the string in there because I am going to hang it, or make it look like it's hanging, but I was going to put some beads at the bottom, and I just felt like that I didn't end up putting them, so I ended up cutting the bottom string off. But I'm just going back over the places that didn't get glued very well, and I do that on all, or 6 of them. I only do that on 6 of them. And then I just had some glue that was kind of looking kind of rough, so I just cut the edges off. Doing the same thing again, putting my bag in. gluing around the edges. I'm doing this a little bit faster so you can see what I'm doing, but you don't have to sit and watch it for a long time. I'm just stuffing the bag in there, making sure it's in there, and I'm able to close or glue those two edges together. When I was doing this, I didn't have much hope. I thought, oh, this didn't turn out like I wanted. But as I got going, they turned out really quite well. Again, I'm going to just go around, and if I see any places that need to be re-glued, I just want to make sure they get glued nice and tight. And I want to make sure that bag doesn't poke out. Again, I'm just trimming it up. Now I'm taking a frame. This is an 8 by 10 frame, and my mom had tons of old frames. Her whole wall was a gallery of all her kids or grandkids or great grandkids or great great grandkids. And so I have massive amounts of old frames, and I didn't want this color particularly for the frame for what I'm doing here. So I'm painting it black. And I'm doing, I think I think I did 3 coats of black. I'm just doing the front and the sides. I'm not doing the back. And this was kind of stupid. I should have done this before I painted it, but after it dried, I did go through and just draw the inside of that frame, and then I'm going to take some scissors and cut around that frame. Sometimes it's hard to cut on a big piece of cardboard. Anyway, once I get that done, I'm going to paint it with black. I started to paint it accidentally with the chocolate bar brown, but I ended up painting it black. I forgot what I was doing, and well, I didn't forget what I was doing. The paint was just sitting too close to the black. And so anyway, I'm painting it black right now. I think I only do 1 coat of the black. But if you need to do 2 coats, you can do 2 coats. The thing with my mom, with all of her frames, there's very few that are the same. They're almost all different. Okay, I didn't really quite like the edges, so I thought I would take some of this. I have this beaded, I don't know, string of beads, and I am going to, I had it left over from another project, so I'm going to take a little bit and go around those edges of the 3 hearts. I also do this on each individual for the next project that we'll make. I will be doing along the edge of, I don't put the three together, they're left, I only do half of the heart. And so I do still put this around the edge on our next project. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because the next part of the next project is exactly the same as this one is. And so I don't show every single thing to save on some time. And then I'm going to do that around the one with the nutmeg and black. At first I was thinking, no, I don't think I'm going to like this, but I do. I like it on this one. I think I get more glue on my fingers than I do on the heart. Okay, now I'm going to put little bows on them all. They're just made out of jute twine. And after I get them done, then I'm going to start painting. I'm just kind of dry brushing or sloppy brushing. And I'm going to first do a row of the, what is it? The chocolate bar brown. And now I'm doing a row of nutmeg. And then I'm going to do a row of, oh, what is it? Antique white, or no, beach comber. And then I'm going to do another one of nutmeg. And then I'm going to do another one of the chocolate bar. Then I'm going to go over the top with all of them. I'm going to go over with some white or some antique white. Actually, no, this is the beach comber. I'm going to go over the top with the beach comber beige. To lighten it up, to give it a distressed look, to look like old distressed wood. And on the beachcomber one, I'm going to add some black. Then I'm going to take a marker and I'm going to draw these lines to make it look like it's shipboard. I was having issues with my pen and then I ended up getting another one that had a little more ink in it, and redid it. Then I'm just taking some and just kind of doing some lines just scattered to give the indication of the grain of the wood. When, I don't know if you, I mean, you've all seen barn wood and old wood. Sometimes, like, I've got this perfect old shed and it's awesome. My dad and I think my grandpa or my grandpa and dad built the shed, and or maybe Owen and Oscar built it, my grandpa and great grandpa. But the doors, you can see the wood, and it has lines in it. Not so much just, it just, the lines where the grain is, and that's kind of what I go for when I go for old barn looking things. I'm just gluing these hearts down. I'm gluing them onto the cardboard, and I'm also gluing the top. And I'm doing them so they're uneven, so they're all different. Then I'm going to take and cut the excess off. And here I hadn't decided yet if I wanted to do the beads. I decided I didn't, so now I'm cutting the bottom one off. I think I also trim those bows. And if they're kind of out of control, I just kind of take a dab of glue and stick it on there. Okay, now I'm taking some ivy plants. It's the only greenery I got. I have got to get me some florals, and I got to get me some ribbons, but I did have this ivy, and I'm just kind of gluing it on the top of the picture frame. And then I am going to take some of this beaded string and make a little bow. And you can't kind of see me doing it there. But as what I do is I take and glue a little piece down, and I glue another little piece down, and I probably should have used either like fishing twine or fishing line, or used a little piece of jewelry wire to do it, but I used the glue. I guess I was in too big of a hurry to stop and get some of the other stuff. I also put them uneven. I didn't line them straight. Now we're going on to our next project. Now these are, everything up to this point is the same. So I didn't show all of this, but I'm just gluing these half hearts onto this cardboard, but I'm only doing the bottom section, and I'm leaving the top part of the heart open so we can put our flowers or florals or whatever in there. However, I ended up cutting mine pretty close and just gluing them on, but I left them open so I could put other florals in, and then I realized I didn't have any. So anyway, I'm just putting some flowers in there now and some florals. And then I'm going to take some of these. Oh, I forgot to draw my lines for my ship. Let's make it look like my ship, or ship wood. I don't know. Ship, whatever. To make it look like wood. I forgot. So we're doing it now. And I'm just adding, the hints of the grain. And okay, now I'm taking some of those pink little glitter foam balls, and cutting them in half and gluing them onto the flowers. Now I am putting them back, I'm cutting off a little bit, trimming it up to make it fit in that. And I get it in there, and then I put this in case I want to stand it up. And there we have almost have our second project. I'm going to take some twine, and I'm going to wrap it around my fingers and make a bow. And then I'm going to take and cut a four or five strands of rope, and then I'm going to tie that onto the bow. Then I'm going to glue a piece of ivy down, and then the bow, and then I'm going to glue half of the little foam ball. And there is our second project. I'd like to thank you so much for dropping in today. I truly appreciate you. I really like how these turned out. I wasn't thinking I was going to, but I really did. Okay, we're going to have our drawing for a prize next week. So, if you want to be entered, you need to be subscribed. You need to go to my email, fluffycowstudio25@gmail.com, and you need to leave your name and your address so that I will know where to send your prize. And that's all you have to do to be entered to win. Okay. Again, thank you so much for coming. If you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, and don't forget to tell your friends about us, and please come back again. I really do like the way these turned out. I took my Christmas decorations off of that old stirrup and put my everyday decor on. I kind of like how it turned out. And here we are with the two projects. I think they turned out really well. These are rustic. They're a little different from normal Valentines. It's something you can use all year round if you want to. Remember, you may only be one person in the world, but you may mean the world to one person. Never underestimate your value. You are valuable. Thank you so much for popping in. I truly love and appreciate you. Your support means the world to me. That being said, I hope you have a very good day or evening whenever you're watching this. Thank you, and goodbye.